year ago, I visited the Libearty Bear Sanctuary in Brasov, Romania. Created and run by Cristina and Roger Lapis, it's a place of peace for bears rescued from abuse and exploitation, caged as tourist attractions, circus performers, and even pets. They now live a wonderful life of freedom in 170 acres of oak forest. Cristina and Roger also run the Millions of Friends Association dog shelter, created 25 years ago to rescue, treat, and care for the hundreds of dogs abused and abandoned on the Romanian streets every year. The shelter itself is located on a patch of rented land in the district of Stupini and has been run for a quarter of a century, never closing its doors, not even for a day. Now, however, the shelter is facing an entirely different battle: blackmail and a threat of eviction.
Unfortunately, after 25 years, then we built the shelter. Now we need to move the shelter and all the dogs, which is a huge plan. But we cannot stay anymore because we rented this place for 25 years. Generally, we receive a bill, 8,000 euro by month, when before we were paying only 1,500.
So they're asking 6 times as much?
Yeah, without asking us if we can, without taking in count that it's an association and that we take care for the dogs of the town, of the region.
Yeah.
They are not our own dogs. And we employ 47 people, and the state doesn't, the government doesn't help us to do. So nobody asks us.
There are over 600 dogs here in this shelter. And I've just been here 10 minutes, as I said, and I'm heartbroken. My admiration for Cristina and her staff is just boundless. How they deal with the emotional demand of 600 dogs. And all these dogs are saying is, be my friend, give me a home. And it is, it's heartbreaking. It is really heartbreaking. These dogs are beautiful, they all deserve a home. And as Cristina says, none of these dogs have asked to be here. They are the responsibility of human beings. They can't, if it weren't for Cristina, what would happen to these wonderful dogs? And I just don't know how she and her team deal with this, because the emotional demand is enormous.
We started with dogs because when I emigrated to France, and when I came back to Romania, I saw the situation. At that time, the dogs were killed in the street, beaten until death in the street. And I was taking all the stray dogs that I was giving to all the families that I know, giving to all my relatives, until I realized that we must do something.
Yeah.
So we created with Roger the first association after the revolution, after the communists, because with the communists there were no association, not for children, not for animals. So we created the first association for animal welfare in Romania.
Amazing, that's incredible.
And Roger started to work from the beginning, and we rented this old farm. It was a farm where they raised pigs. And we renovated everything. But also I never imagined that there are so many, and I didn't understand. I think I just got old for nothing, because at my age I didn't understand how human being doesn't understand that it's no use to bring on earth animals that they are not wanted.
Yes, absolutely.
To be not loved, to be thrown.
It's careless, isn't it? It's absolutely careless.
It's incredible to understand that people who say that they love dogs, they love cats, they let their own pet to bring birth, and they can throw how can you love your own dog and after throw the puppies?
Yes, it's horrible. The massive increase in rent from 1,500 to 8,000 euros a month is nothing short of extortion, egregiously leveraging a desperate situation for financial gain. The landowner all but admitted so, telling Cristina they could charge what they wanted because she's hardly going to stop paying and risk her dogs being thrown back out onto the street again. It's appalling and heartbreaking. But Cristina is remarkably stoic, with plans to raise money and buy land for a brand new shelter.
It is a huge, but I think that is a new start, and I shall be more happy when I shall be in the stars with Roger.
Well, I hope that isn't for an awful long time, I have to say.
That Roger, that the association will have their own shelter, and they will be not put in this situation to be put out and to be afraid that they lose, because these dogs have no other choice. Yes. They are not adopted. We don't know how many we can adopt. Unfortunately, there are very few adoptions.
Yeah.
And for them, it's important. And I think that if it is a little bigger, we can make an educational center, which is very important, so that the children can come and see the situation of the dogs. The human beings think that they can buy everything. And when they buy dogs from pet shop, they think that they buy a toy. Sometimes for Christmas, for Easter, they buy a pet because it costs less than a toy.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they are not concerned that this is a responsibility. Mm-hmm. And after they throw, like they throw a toy.
Yeah.
So an educational center would be very good. Yeah. And a big area also, because we can create for the old dogs that we know that they will end their life there, to create a home.
Yes. For weeks, Cristina and Roger had been scouring Brasov for a suitable piece of land and, unexpectedly during our visit, discovered a place they believe could be perfect for the new shelter. It was the first time either of them had seen it, and I felt privileged to join them on their inaugural viewing. This is an area of land that is up for sale. It's about twice the size of their shelter now. But it's a huge amount of money. I think it's about $500,000 that they have to raise to purchase this. And it's all of this maize field here, and you can see the boundary, all the fencing. And then it goes on the other side, right the way up to the railway track. So it's a vast, vast area. There's a huge amount of work to be done because there are waterways here where the present owner breeds fish, and of course that will be stopped, and a lot of the waterways will be filled in. I see Cristina coming here, so I'm just going to ask her how she feels about it. You can sense lots of problems, I'm sure, but what's your feeling?
It is a very nice area and very, very big space where the dogs will have space to walk around, to run. But it scares me a little bit because it will be a huge work to arrange all this. I count on my husband experience. He is saying that it seems that it will be not so difficult as I imagined. Because here, when I see all this water around, but he said that we can...
Fill it in?
Yeah, we can cover all this and we can use the water. That is good that we have so much water.
Absolutely, yes.
So I am optimistic. If my husband says that it's good, I can trust him.
Is he measuring, doing feet?
Yeah, he's measuring.
Amazing. You're offering a sanctuary for these dogs because many of them you can't rehome, so you're going to have them for their entire lives.
Yeah, so that they feel that they are home. They will have friends, other dogs around, and they don't finish their life in a shelter. Because even if it is 3 stars, 4 stars shelter, like this sanctuary, nothing is like a family.
No. even if you create a wonderful environment in a sanctuary, it still loses that day-to-day personal contact that they have with a human being on many, many levels. Because of your staff, which are great, just don't have the time to
They
give...
have no the time for all the dogs to caress them. It's not enough when people take a dog, they might think it's not enough for a dog to give him food and water and maybe take him out 10 minutes by day. They need compassion, they need to have this contact to feel that we have to say that a domestic animal, it's like a companion.
Yep. While I've been to the dog shelter before, I found this visit incredibly moving. The sheer number of dogs, each one a potential companion for a loving home, exist only in their cages and are desperate for attention. The staff are remarkable, respecting every dog while giving them as much time and love as possible. But it's a constant uphill emotional and physical battle, with new residents arriving every day and the work without end. It's an assault on the senses without any reprieve. But on a daily basis, you are dealing with something that is so emotionally demanding, and I know that you care so much. That
yes, we try for, the hardest part are the big dogs.
Yes, and those are these dogs here, yeah?
Yes.
And why is that the hardest part?
Because nobody wants the big dogs.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the very small ones.
Yeah. And are these dogs mainly street stray dogs, or do they come from families that have them and no longer want them?
Almost a big part of them are from the street,
Yeah.
hit by car, abandoned by the owners and letting to the garbage on the fields when they was only puppies.
And so the thing that which you must have been fighting for many, many years now.
25 years,
28 years, is to introduce and have a spay and neuter scheme that will control street. Why is that not acted upon?
I think in Brasov it's working. It's better than other towns. The problem is that the dogs are brought from other towns in Brasov.
And are they
because they say, okay, it's a little bit resolved the problem and it's better there, let's
take the dogs there. So are they people who work for local councils or who bring the dogs here, or just individuals?
Individuals.
Yeah. They think we can dump them there.
Yes.
And they will take this, their responsibility.
And the problem is that Romania has a law from 2013 which oblige every citizen, every owner of a dog to castrate and register.
Yeah.
But this law is not applied.
Uh-huh.
And there is not political interest to solve this problem. Because in the last years, this stray dog problem became a business, really a business.
And explain that to me, in what sort of way do you mean?
If you catch a dog and you don't register it immediately, you can release him and catch him again.
So you get double, triple, 4 times.
And the mayors give money for catching.
Yes.
And
the bounty is 4 times.
The price is very high.
Yes.
It's around €50 to catch a dog. So if you catch him several times...
You €350?
Yeah.
So why, if they're going to give €50 to catch a dog, why don't they spend €50 to spay a dog?
Because will not be a business anymore in few years.
Aha.
They would have no interest.
Yes. That's shocking, isn't it?
It's shocking.
Yeah.
It's shocking that you can make money on the distress of
these animals that you keep saying don't ask to be here. Yeah. It is heartbreaking. God, I do admire you so much. How can a countrywide animal welfare strategy become so heinously commercialized at the expense of the very animals it's designed to help, turning every dog into nothing more than a commodity? I was introduced to dogs rescued from the rubbish tip, run over by cars, chained up until their necks bleed, with all 4 legs broken, and multiple other injuries caused by either neglect or abuse from humans, and the demands on the staff are colossal. You are here virtually 365 days a year. You are here 7 days a week for however many hours. I mean, the demands on you emotionally are colossal. How do you deal with that?
I tell you, we try our days and days. Days
Yeah.
when we say, okay, we cannot anymore, and next day we need to do it because they need us.
Yes.
So when we are not here, it's
Yeah.
it's a problem. You know, it's helping because here the days are not the same.
Yeah.
You cannot say today I will do this
Yeah.
because it's not possible.
Always
Because
a
when I say
surprise, yeah.
today I will do this, it's coming a mother with 10 puppies, so
Yeah.
we'll change everything.
Yes.
Because without place, I need to change the to move the dogs
Yeah.
to can make a place for a mother with 10 puppies. So.
Yeah.
We used to say, and we are very proud to say, that the dog is the best friend of the human being.
Yeah.
But the human being is not the best friend of the dog.
Absolutely
We
not,
don't.
yeah.
We have to think not to the people who have one dog or two dogs home in the best condition, thinking that all the other dogs are without a home, a garden.
Yeah.
I don't ask to anybody to take the dogs in his bed or to sleep with the dog, but to respect this creature and to give him a little attention.
Sure, of
because
course.
the dog is waiting for you home. He never asks from where you come. You are late. You didn't give me to eat.
Yeah. It doesn't hold anything against you. It's always pleased to see you. Yeah.
He make us sad only one time when he died.
Yeah.
And we feel and we miss
Absolutely.
this presence.
Desperately. Now you have to start again. Can you tell me what are the major problems you're going to face?
You know, I shall tell you the advantage of starting again. Now we have much more experience because we begin with knowing nothing about the dogs. Now we know what they would like and what it would be better. So the biggest problem it will be to move them because first of all we have to arrange there all the things. And after we shall make for them special places that they have not now. And we wanted to create it, and fortunately we didn't invest more in this space because it was not our property of the association. Here we shall have our property, the property of our association. So we can really invest and make something special for the dogs. It's true that the cost of the area it's a little bit high because it's around 600,000 euro.
Wow.
The area, and it will be not over because moving everything and building new it will cost also. But I hope first of all we shall do the necessary to move the dogs.
Yeah. So you'll deconstruct outside Brasov, take what you can and put it into the new site.
And little by little transfer
Yeah.
all these dogs. Let's hope that we shall have enough time to do this.
Yeah.
And now it will be nice weather. It's summer. We hope that in this summer we shall succeed to move everything.
Do you expect to do it as quickly as that?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to raise a huge amount of money to help you do that, yeah?
Yeah, we must ask all the people who love animals and who love dogs and cats and to help us to pay first the area and after to invest and to do a real nice place.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I was just thinking whilst recording this latest narration that Andrew Telling and myself, we've been to many countries in the world, shining a light, I hope, on the horrors that many species suffer at the hands of humans and the remarkable work being done by rescuers in so many of these situations. And this one I've just finished is shot in Romania and is highlighting the great work done by Cristina Lapis and her husband Roger, who have founded the Libearty Bear Sanctuary and the dog shelter in Brasov, Millions of Friends. And what really struck me most profoundly in this situation was seeing the difference between
the emotional demand made on the staff when we were at the Bear Sanctuary just outside Zărnesti in the foothills of the Carpathian Mountains. And the bears are living a most wonderful life there. And this reflects on the carers in the sanctuary, and all of the people I met there felt really happy and open and content. Contrast that with going to the dog shelter. You can see how much it costs the workers there. They all feel emotionally drawn, and you can see the commitment and the work. It has a kind of a strain sometimes on their psyche, on their faces. And it was just very, very clear to me for the first time just the enormous cost that is made of these people who do such magnificent work. It was never more clearer to me than whilst I was thinking about this film. So I hope we will support Cristina Lapis and Roger and their great team. Thanks a lot.